Coach Hall press conference ahead of number 2 West Georgia versus number 11 North Alabama. He's going to open up with some comments, and then we'll open up for questions.
Obviously, a really big game this week in Carrollton. This is what we came here for. We've all been trying to build this program to where we're playing big games in Carrollton at Ray Lynn Field and University Stadium. It's going to be an exciting Saturday for our community, for our university as a whole. It's going to be exciting for our football program. Should be a whole lot of fun. Obviously, North Alabama is a great program with tremendous tradition. They've got a great coaching staff that's very proven. They've got several players that are very proven in this conference, guys like Luke Wingo and Lamonte Thompson, Filbert Marshall, and you can go on and on with what they've done and their accomplishments over their career. We've got a tremendous amount of respect for them, and it should be a fun Saturday. And we've had a great week of practice. We're looking forward to the challenge, and so with that, we'll open it up.
Looking at both quarterbacks, both four-year guys, just talk about the kind of the headsy play of Wingo and of Dallas.
Yeah, I'll start with Luke. Got to know Luke. We actually recruited him while I was at West Alabama, and he chose North Alabama, which has been a great decision for him. Tremendous family, football family. His dad was an NFL player, played at Alabama. Just a first-class group of people all the way through. He has a great, tremendous amount of character. The thing I admire the most about him is he plays his best in big games. He's a tough guy. It's always good. It's easier to win a championship when your quarterback is one of your toughest players, if not your toughest. And I think UNA's got that going for them with Luke, and I think we've got that going with Dallas. They both battled through injuries and played through them throughout their career. Going on to Dallas, Dallas is healthy this year. He's playing at a really high level from an efficiency standpoint. They're both having great years, and their teams believe in them a lot.
Are you really hoping that defensive line, they've been great this season, you're hoping to get Wingo off his spot a little bit? Is that the biggest key to disrupting his game? Or is it...
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can get pressure on the quarterback, that's big. Our defensive line's played well. Obviously their offensive line's really good. They run the football. Thompson's probably been the most dynamic player in this league up to this point through the first half of the season with what he's done to everybody. And Lamonte's done that his whole career, defensively, it's obviously going to be a big challenge for us, and we'll have to be up to that task.
Getting into this fourth conference game, this obviously a tough stretch to open. Let's talk about not only the physical grind but the mental grind the guys have put forth to be at this spot 3-0.
Yeah, really proud of how we've handled it. To go to West Al, then Valdosta at home, at Delta. And then now we've got North Alabama, so we're actually playing the reigning GSC champs in back-to-back weeks, which has been a tough deal, but that's the hand we're dealt. We're not really an excuse-making type program. We're going at the beginning of the season, we knew what the schedule was. We put together a plan as a staff to try to manage it and get through it. Fortunately for us, we've managed to stay pretty healthy, and fortunately for us, we haven't had to play 4 quarters in a lot of those games, so we've been able to play a lot of people and keep a lot of people fresh. But this is the best football team we've played. There's no question about that. From their players, to their staff's tradition and winning, and then they're just a really good football team.
How important has it been, the emergence of Quay Walker this year on offense? Because it seems like he's been getting better and better each week.
Yeah, Quay's really talented, a good football player. We felt like the biggest place we were hurting last year was the ability to get explosive plays on offense, and obviously Quay has helped remedy that a lot, along with some of our young backs and LaMarcus Franks, along with Janardrian Jones, our tight ends. We just feel like we have a lot more playmakers on offense, which allows you to make big plays to win championships. Over the course of time, you got to be able to run the football, you got to be able to stop the run, you got to be able to make some big plays, and you got to win the turnovers and be sound in the kicking game. We were pretty good at all those last year except making big plays, and we feel like we've been able to do that more this year, and Quay's obviously been a huge factor in that.
How big is it, Coach, to make them one-dimensional, shut that run down and make it where that's not an option for much of the game?
Yeah, that's really big. They're a program that's built on what I believe are good principles. Like I said, they're going to try to run the football. They've got a great running back. And then Diamond Simmons is also a really good back. They're going to run their quarterback with Wingo, and then Jacob Tucker's going to run as well. So we've got to figure out, how to try to I don't know if we can, I don't know if you stop them from running the ball, but if we can maintain it, win some first downs, get them in some second and longs, that would obviously help as the game goes on.
It seems like their defense gives up a lot of yards in the passing game, but their run defense has been pretty good. Is that what you've seen on film so far, or is it?
I think they just Florida Tech just threw for a lot of yards on them, which kind of skewed their stats a little bit. Florida Tech had a few things going for them. They've gotten they had a few busted coverages that game, which is uncharacteristic for them. They've got those things shored up. Over the last 3 weeks, defensively, they've played at a really high level. When you look at what they did to Valdosta, and then played really well on defense at Western Oregon, and then they just totally dismantled Pembroke last week.
Always some chess match when coaching against a former coach. How do you guys factor that in? Is it a little more intensified when going up against somebody you've coached with before?
Yeah, I don't know. We're all so familiar with everybody in this league. Scott Harper coaches their offensive line. He coached with us at West Al. Chris Willis, their D coordinator, was coaching at North Al when I played there and has been there for a long time. And then obviously Coach Wallace and the relationship, he's got with several of our staff members, including me. So we know each other. Blake Ferris, their DB's coach, played with me at UNA. Gabe Poe, their D-line coach, played for me at West Alabama. So there's a lot of familiarity with that. But, this is really about the 2015 guys. At the end of the day, we're going to put the ball down and play. And so, I think it's going to be way more about Luke Wingo and Lamonte Thompson and Dallas Dickey and, Alex Arma and those guys.
Getting late in the season, is it hard to keep the guys grounded and not looking forward in the future, or are they just taking a week at a time?
No, man, not this week. We're pretty much on the task at hand. We've been pretty good about that all week. Like I said, the best way to make sure everybody stays on task is to have somebody that can beat them out behind them. We've been fortunate to have some good depth this year, some good competition in a lot of spots. But our guys are thinking about North Alabama for sure this week.
Coach, both teams are 3-0 in the GSC. This game is huge. Just how big is this game, and what are you focusing on in practice this week?
I think it's a big game. Not just for our football program, but for our university as a whole, where we're trying to go as a program and a university. Obviously, if we could win it, it gives us another step in the right direction for that. If we don't win it, it doesn't. I don't think it derails that movement in any way. We've still got 3 more games to go. We'll still be in great position to go to the playoffs for the second year in a row. We'll still be in position to make a run at the conference championship going down the stretch. So, through the first half of the season, a little over half of the season, we've done what we're supposed to do to get us to this point. If we can win, I think it allows us to jump up the ladder a few more notches, but if we don't, we're going to have to take it 1 week at a time and keep going.
Talk about your offensive line last week. Your team offensive player of the week was Taylor Bayer. Talk about how big they were in that win against Delta State.
Yeah, they were extremely physical up front. I think we had 47 knockdowns. They just played really well against a front that does a lot of different things. We were able to, first 2 drives, go down the field and score and take the lead, which was good for us, especially going against a young quarterback. You get the lead, it allows you to kind of change the game or how the game's going to be played. And then we're able to get 1 more right there before half to make it 21-0, and was close to getting another one, if we get the post right there. So I thought they established themselves early on. They've been really doing a good job of that all year long. They're playing at a really high level. Coach Carlson and Coach Gregg are doing a really good job with them.
The defense has been so dominant this year. Is it guys like Donahue and Armo who are sort of leading the charge, or is it a combination of the whole defense as a whole?
I think our D-line's been playing really well. Anytime you can win any one-on-one matchup, all of a sudden the math swings in your favor. From 11-on-11 to 11-on-10 to 11-on-9 and so on. Arma and Donahue have played great. Carr and Holmes have played really good on the inside, and then the guys behind them are playing well. Cordero Stout played lights out last week as a true freshman against Delta State. At linebacker, we're playing really well, playing a lot of guys, and on the back end, we're keeping the ball in front of us. And if you can keep the ball in front of you, then you make the other team snap it again, and you give everybody a chance to make another play. So that's been, they're just playing good all the way around. I don't know if you can single out any one person. That's the key to it. I just think they're playing good as a unit. All right, appreciate it, guys. Go Wolves.